In this video, we're going to talk about why getting a 4.0 GPA might actually be a bad idea. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rahul, and I graduated college with a 3.9 GPA in biomedical engineering. I created this channel to share the tips and tricks that I've learned over the years to help you succeed in college. Let's get right into it. We've all fallen into the 4.0 trap. It sounds amazing to get straight A's. However, I'm here to tell you that it's really not all that. We need to talk about the concept of diminishing returns. So, yes, it is important to get good grades. We all knew that already. However, just like most things in life, there is the concept of diminishing returns. What that means is, as you increase your grades, as your GPA goes up from the ones, the twos to the threes, 3.0 to 3.5, that's a pretty big difference. You go from a B minus to a B plus student. And once you get up to that 3.7 range, where you're an A minus average, the difference between 3.7 to 4.0 is far, far, far less than the difference between 3.7 to 3.4 or 3.3. And in addition to that, the amount of work that it takes to get from 3.7 to 4.0 is significantly higher than the amount of work it takes to get from 3.4 to 3.7. And that's the entire concept of diminishing returns. It's what output do you get for your input, and is that output even worth it? I would say it's worth it up until you reach that 3.7 mark. And then once you reach 3.7, quite frankly, what matters more is being consistent than actually trying to reach that elusive 4.0 GPA. Now, as someone who's achieved a 4.0 GPA for many years of college and high school, it, to be honest, doesn't really matter. I've had the exact same opportunities as anyone with a 3.7, because I've had my 3.7 quarters and semesters as well, and I had no less opportunities than someone with a 4.0. And quite frankly, as someone who's graduated from college, nobody really cares about your GPA. And I know that might be kind of that might be hard to hear for some people, but quite frankly, that's the truth. And I realized this. For example, in high school, we all cared a lot about the SATs and the AP scores. As soon as you got to college, none of that stuff mattered. In college, we care a lot about our grades, but as soon as college ends, your grades stop really mattering. Essentially, it's just a number that describes, is this person going to be competent? Does this person even know the bare minimum that it takes to do whatever job that they're going to go into? Quite frankly, most of the learning that you do for whatever job or career you go into is going to be done on the job. So the GPA is really just a metric measuring to see how well you can grasp concepts and how well you can learn things. So you just want to be above that 3.7 marker to showcase that you are in fact capable of it. So now that we've gone over diminishing returns, and you know that getting to that 3.7 mark is much more important than trying to spend a lot of time getting above it, what do you do with your extra time? And what you can do is do extracurriculars. Now, your extracurriculars are going to be what end up getting you hired in whatever you want to do. You're going to have a resume. Let's say you want to go into research, you want to go into industry, whatever it is, you're going to need a resume, right? Your GPA is just one tiny bullet point on that resume. Honestly, most people won't even read it. All the GPA really does is get you through the automated screening process that says, okay, let's read all the resumes above a 3.5 GPA with correct formatting. That's really what goes on behind the scenes. So, first of all, you shouldn't be stressing over this one small line of your resume. As long as it's in the upper end of the 3 to 4 range, you are good. Now, what people actually look at in your resume is going to be your experiences. What experiences do you have? How much value have you provided in the jobs that you were in? Do you have internships? Do you have industry experience? Did you work in a lab? Were you in a club? Things like this matter so much more than your GPA, because then you'll have real life experiences to talk about. Everything I've ever Every job I've ever gotten in my life, every research position that I got in my life, I didn't get it because I had good grades. Sure, I needed a set baseline of a GPA to get noticed, but that's not what got me the job. Does that make sense? What got me the job was the experiences that I had. So you can use the time, instead of trying to get to that elusive 4.0, use that time to build some valuable experiences and gain some real experience in the field that you want to go into. You often hear the statement, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And honestly, that is so true. Even if you don't have the best GPA, all the opportunities are going to be available to you if you know the right people. And I would actually extend this. Sure, yes, if you know somebody, let's say your parents' friend is works at a company that can get you in. Sure, that's like level 1 of who you know. But level 2 of that is going to be networking, right? You meet people at career fairs, you make connections through the professors in your classes. You end up joining a research lab, and a professor that you met while you were doing research ends up hiring you for another research opportunity, and some companies really interested in the tech that you're working on, and then they hire you. That's level 2, networking. Super important. Now, level 3 is, I would extend the original statement of, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. It's actually about who you are. You should spend the time, instead of being the person who obsesses over every single percentage point of a grade in a single class, focus on becoming a better version of yourself. If you spend that time becoming a better person, people are going to want to hire you regardless of your GPA. It's quite simply just that. If you become a better person, if you start working on things like your fitness, your sleep, your conversational skills, your storytelling capability, these are the intangibles that really get you ahead in life. It's not the GPA. Don't spend your precious time stressing over percentage points, over one number on your resume, when you really could be spending that time to just become a better person. It's going to end up being so much more valuable in the long run. Really hope this video helps you. If you enjoyed this video, I recommend checking out my last video, which is about how to actually succeed in college and in life.